Hare Krishna, Namaste. There was a question about Atma. How does the Atma travel to the next destination? Let's see the answer. There are two types of bodies. One is called Stula Sharira and the other one is called Sushma Sharira. Stula Sharira is that which can be perceived, can be seen, can be touched, can be felt. That is made of earth, water, fire, air and ether. These are called the Panchabhutas. When we say someone is dead, it is actually these 5 elements which gets out of our vision. Each of these elements goes to its origin. But the Atma, which is indestructible, will travel to the next destination based on its karma. For its travel, it requires Sushma Sharira. This Sharira is made of Panchavayus, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Samana and Udhana. With the help of these Panchavayus, the Atma travels to its next destination. Along with these 5, there are another 5 called Panchatanmatras: Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa and Gandha. The sound, the touch, the color, the form, the taste and the smell. These are also subtle, cannot be seen. With these 5, there is another 3 which are Manasu, Buddhi and Ahankara. So 5 plus 5 plus 3, 13 Panchavayus, Panchatanmatra and Manas, Buddhi and Ahankara makes us 13. With these 13 elements, the Atma then travels to its next destination. As long as the soul is in the body, it does activities, moves around with the help of Stula Sharira, the Panchabhutas. When the Atma is ready to leave the body with the help of Sushma Sharira, which are those 5 elements that we mentioned, especially with those Panchavayus, it moves. If that Atma has done enough of pious activities, it goes to heaven. If Atma has done enough of sins, it goes to hell. Over there, the Atma will be given another body which is made of Panchabhutas. Certainly, that body that we receive in those planets are much better than the body that we have here. The body that we get in heavenly planet is much better so that we can enjoy without any disease for longer period in the heaven. Or the body that we get in the hellish planet is in such a way that we can suffer with that body as per the sins that we have committed. If our body has to be torn apart or need to be fried in the hot oil pot, the body will accommodate that and still gives the pain to that person, to that Atma. Once the credit that we earned are drained in the heavenly planet, then we'll be thrown out of the heaven into the clouds, not with that body, but with the Sushma Sharira, the body with Panchabhuta, Panchatanmatra, Manas, Buddhi and Ahankara. From the cloud, through the rain, we enter into the earth. From the earth, the Atma then enters into some plants. And from that plant, the Atma enters into a man, when a man consumes the grains or vegetables. And from that man, the Atma enters a woman's womb. If the Atma is fortunate enough, then it gets conceived and takes birth. But there are high chances during this whole cycle it could slip from any point. If the rain happened on a deserted area, there is no vegetation. If it happened on a field where the vegetation is, then there are chances it may enter into a man. But even after entering into a woman's body, there is no guarantee the child is going to take birth. And that is why it is said the human body is very, very rare, and one must try to make use of the bad bargain to the best by engaging oneself in devotional service, by surrendering unto Krishna, by being grateful to Krishna for what we have, and engage this body fully in the service of Krishna and Krishna's devotees. So what we saw as a condition for the Jivatmas who goes either to hell or heaven. But if the Jivatma returns to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, and it is free to take any types of body that it chooses, wishes to serve Krishna to the best, that body which it gets in the spiritual world is completely made of Shuddha Sattva, free of Rajas and Tamas. That is, no mode of passion, no mode of ignorance. It is fully made of goodness. When someone dies and leaves the body and takes another body, they still carry those 13 elements that we discussed: Panchavayus, Panchatanmatra, Manasu, Buddhi and Ahankara. When the Atma returns back to the spiritual world, it will be free of these 13 material elements, free of Panchavayus, free of Panchatanmatra, free of Manasa, Buddhi and Ahankara. But in the spiritual world, there are equivalent 5 elements which are of Shuddha Sattva. They are known as Pancha Upanishad Maya. They are Parameshti, Puman, Vishwaha, Nivrittaha and Sarvaha. These 5 are the equivalent of those 5 elements in the material world, but they are free of Rajas and Tamas. So the Jivatma, the liberated Jivatma over there in the spiritual world, will on its free will able to take any forms using these elements as it chooses to serve the Lord. So in the material world, we will have Stula Sharira and Sushma Sharira. After death, we, with the help of Sushma Sharira, the Panchavayu, travels to the next destination within this material world. When we are ready to leave the material world, we will be given a special body which is also of this type until we reach the river called Viraja Nadi, the river that divides the spiritual world and the material world. Over there, when we dip in that river, then we also give up this Sushma Sharira and we will be given a divine form which is made of Shuddha Sattva, through which we enter into the spiritual world to engage in the Lord's service for eternity. And over there, we can choose whatever the body that we want, the way that we want to serve the Lord. And we will never ever return back again into this material world. One other important point to mention before we conclude is, even in the material world, in Prakriti, one can be free of those 13 elements that we mentioned earlier: Panchavayu, Panchatanmatra, mind, Buddhi and Ahankara. That happens during the Mahapralaya at the end of Brahma's lifetime, where everything goes back to its original state. That time, Atma does not have Panchatanmatra, Panchavayu, Manasu, Buddhi and Ahankara, because those things only comes later during the creation. During the destruction time, those doesn't exist. It's only Atma which exists without these things. But still, there are 3 other things continue to exist even during that dissolution. They are Karma, Vasana and Ruchi, until one attains liberation. When the death happens, one carries 13 elements and goes to the next destination. When the pralaya happens, even the 13 elements doesn't exist, only karma, vasana and ruchi exist. When the creation happens again, the pancha tanmatra, pancha pranavayu, manas, buddhi, ahankara comes into existence. When one attains liberation, these 13 elements goes away, and also karma, vasana and ruchi goes away, and one attains the spiritual body. Thank you. Hare Krishna.